Hey, what's going on? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Where are we at, Sko Nixon?
Industries.
Indy.
The
Nat.
big one, not the little one.
Right.
Hey,
Nat time.
nah, facts. I got one of my faves checking in tonight. Sko Nixon, super talented. I'm gonna pop his ish for him. You know what I'm saying? Just out there creating amazing music from Indianapolis. Thank you for being here tonight or today.
Of course, I appreciate that. Like I said, anytime I could come on here, I definitely will. I love your platform. I appreciate what you're doing for artists. And I'm just thankful to even be here right now. So,
Of course, of course. Well, give us an official introduction of who Sko Nixon is.
what's up, everybody? It's Sco Nixon, here from Nap, singer songwriter, creative, model sometimes. But yeah, just really, I like to say a creative more than a songwriter because I just put everything as far as art and fashion and different things inside of what I do. So yeah,
I,
just singer
you got
songwriter.
the fashion part down. Let me see the hands real quick. Okay,
And
got the fashion part.
it symbolizes so much with this record. That's why the red gloves is everything for this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, when we get into the record, you're going to have to tell us, the meaning behind the red gloves because I'm intrigued now. Absolutely. So let's just dive right in. You've been grinding, we'll say 8 or 9 years, on a professional basis. So you've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
What would you say is one thing about your come up in your city in Indianapolis that really shaped the sound that you're putting out to the world?
I just think it's basically what I grew up on. I was a theater kid, so I always look to do things kind of different and add a little dramatics to it. I feel like whenever I write, I have to write about something that's going to take me somewhere and tell a story as well. But then also when I'm recording it, make sure I'm giving a little more dramatic feel because when I want to put a visual together or a video together, I want to make sure I'm capturing all of those moments that I'm writing. So just being in Napa and growing up, I was a theater kid, and there was nothing that could stop me from that. I like to dance, sing. Also, I was into acting and different things like that. So, utilizing all of those gifts and tools into my art and my craft and my music was just a part of who I was. And I was also that kid that people didn't quite understand as much because I was involved in so many different things from like show choir and like I played basketball at one point. I wasn't good, but, I played at one point. But just tried to figure myself out. Really, that's what it was. And it took all of those different things that I did to kind of figure out that art and the theatrics was where my heart was.
I love what you said too just a moment ago, all of your gifts, because that's exactly what it is. I feel like we all have a gift, some people multiple gifts, but not everybody always figures out what it is. You figured out what all your gifts are and you've been utilizing all of them. I love that for you.
Appreciate it. It's a blessing because I feel like we're blessed with so many gifts, and once we tap into really what that is, we can really execute and be the best at it. You know.
Absolutely. Kind of staying on the subject of, you've been doing this, we'll say close to a decade, right?
Yeah.
A lot can change in nearly a decade. How would you say that Sko Nixon in year one compares to Sko Nixon today?
I think year one was more so like figuring out what it was I wanted to do. I think now it's more of a solid foundation, and I'm more sure of who I am as an artist and what song or what sound works for me.
Mm.
I like to try different things, but I think I'm a lot more um, equipped and I'm a lot more like I just know who I am now. I know what the brand is. I know what, like I said, overall, what works for me as an artist. So I think I've grown over the years from trying different things to now figuring out, oh, this is it.
What was the biggest or one of the biggest learning curves then? Like you said, you've grown a lot. What's a big learning curve that you had to go through?
Um, Everything is always trial and error. I always say there's a lot of songs that I've written that wasn't for me. But being a writer, you can definitely pitch them to other people. So I think the biggest learning curve for me was just learning what my sound was, because I went through a phase where I was just recording a lot of songs, and some of them really weren't resonating to me as an artist, or didn't seem like it kind of fit my image or where I was going. So the biggest learning curve, I have to say, is finding who I was, and make
Mm,
sure it matches and it fits the sound, or where I'm trying to go, or where I want to grow as an artist. I think I try to evolve every time I do something. Just like from Love on Drugs, I feel like now I'm on Numb, and Numb is a different record. I actually went Love on Drugs, Everything, then Numb, but Everything was a fan record I just threw out. That was just a fun record. But Numb is the next pretty big single that I'm pushing right now.
absolutely. And for anybody that is not familiar with Sko Nixon, I highly encourage you to go check out Love on Drugs. Like that record, in my opinion, deserves a platinum plaque on the wall.
I appreciate that.
It
It's
is.
still, yeah, it's still one of my classics. That's like every time I do a show, that's like the last song I perform, because I feel like that's the song that started this era.
It still gives me chills just thinking about the song because I've listened to it at least 800,000 times.
Appreciate that. Thank
Man, it is such a beautiful record. And then now you've got Numb, and man, like you just don't miss. You don't miss.
Well, you say that, but if I'm in the studio, sometimes we have our moments. But I think I know when I'm in the studio, which one is it? Like usually when I'm working with my engineer, we're like, oh, that's it, definitely.
Got you. Absolutely. So again, being in this for almost a decade, what is it about music that has really kept you committed to it for so long? Because I see artists come and go, come and go.
I think that I just have a story to tell. I think
Mm,
that um, I think I have a story to tell, and I think that people can resonate with my experiences and the things that I've went through. Numb is a record about, to be honest, I hate to say this word because it sounds so cliche, but it's clinginess. I think everyone has went through a situation in a relationship where they felt like they couldn't be without someone. So that record is really like, it's clingy, but it's also a bit obsessive because I make it that way, and that's
yeah.
kind of how I want the video to kind of portray me as this character. But we'll get into that later. But um, I think it's just the experiences and relating to and having a relation to the listener.
Absolutely. And something that I discuss with majority of the artists that I have these conversations with is music is absolutely a form of therapy, right?
Mhm.
Do you feel the same that it's therapeutic for you when you're creating music, recording music, performing music?
Definitely, it's an escape for me. I feel like when it comes to writing, I can be anybody I want to be. I can say anything I want to say. I could talk about anyone's story and flip it and make it make sense for me to sing it. Performing, I feel like when I step on stage, I'm transforming into the artist that I am. Sko Nixon is a whole different, what they say, alter ego. I feel like I kind of get my alter ego on once I'm on stage, for real.
I love that. As you should, because I feel like if you're the same every time you are on stage and off stage, it's kind of like, you want to turn into this, like you said, this alter ego. Like you really get the chance, an opportunity to show them who Sko Nixon is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. A lot of people say I'm very, very humble, and I don't really brag on myself a lot when I'm just in person or talking. It's just because I'm, in all honesty, I'm a homebody. I'd rather just stay home. I'd rather just
Oh,
chill. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to turn up and be an artist, hey, it's Sco Nixon. Let's turn it up.
absolutely. Absolutely. And that can be a difficult pull sometimes because it's like in the industry we're in, it requires us to be outside. But I'm like you, I'm very much a homebody. If I could be home every single night, I would. But I know that there's times we got to get out there and move around. That's just a part of the job that we do, right?
That's it.
Absolutely. So we talked about, what has kept you committed to the music industry. Was there ever a time that Sko Nixon was like, you know what? I just want to throw in a towel. I don't want to do this anymore. And if so, what was it that pulled you back in?
Yeah, I think we might have touched on this when I dropped Love on Drugs. When I dropped Love on Drugs, I actually went through a stage of depression, and I feel like people go through that. Lots of people go through that, and some people go through it and don't even know. But I went through depression. Like just losing my sister was very detrimental to my career. That was a point where I kind of didn't know, where I wanted to go. I kind of didn't know if I wanted to continue to do music because also I felt like everything that I sung about had to be about that situation when really you can deal with, death or losing someone in different ways. And
Yes.
um, it kind of took me some time. I really had to step back because I was actually going a lot. Like I was doing a lot around that time where I didn't really take the time to realize that this has happened in my life. And
Yeah.
so God kind of set me back, you know what I'm saying? And
We'll do that too.
yeah, and I had to deal with that. And when I went through it, it was hard for me to write. It was hard for me to sing. It was hard for me to get back in the industry. It was hard for me to um, just motivate myself to do music. So um, I took a while off, and then once I dealt with it the way I needed to deal with it, it took a lot of prayer, it took a lot of healing, it took a lot of talking to family, making sure my family was good. I was able to gain that confidence back a little bit and get back into writing like I wanted to, um, and be at peace with the death of my sister and making sure that I honored her the way that I needed to, which I have written something for her. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to release it, but I think it's very therapeutic to have something like that in the archives and to know that it's there for family and it's there for me to express myself.
I agree. And I mean, even if you keep it for yourself, that's okay because it's very personal for you. Because I feel like we all grieve a little differently, some the same, but differently. And depending on what else you have going on in your life, it can contribute to it. It's a very tough time losing somebody that close to you because I think it takes a little while for it to sink in that they are forever gone. We are never in physical form going to see them again. And that's very difficult.
Yeah, yeah. It was very hard for me, very hard for my family. But like I said, I know that she's right here in my heart, and I know that she's rooting me on. And all I can do is continue to smile and continue to do the things that I know she would have wanted me to do.
I know you probably can't see it, but back there is a small urn with a portion of my sister's ashes in it. I keep it right here with me. You
Love,
know, yeah, because
yeah,
she's again, like you said, just always with you. And, you feel like she's right here spiritually at every given moment with you. So that's beautiful.
yeah. I love that. I'm trying to get. I want to get a tattoo so bad because she loves butterflies. I'm just trying to think of where I want to put it. So, anybody knows, what's like a cool tattoo, a cool butterfly tattoo.
Why
Maybe I'm
don't you
just being
put it
too.
like on your chest where your heart is?
That would be cool. Actually,
Yeah,
no, that
absolutely. You said a blue butterfly?
purple. She loves
Oh,
purple.
purple. Okay,
Yeah,
because my mom who also passed, she was blue butterflies. We have a lot in common.
yeah, we do. I'm sorry about that too. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
thank you. And my condolences to you. It's such a difficult time, but I feel like that those are things that we all go through in life. It's inevitable. All of us are going to check out at some point in time, and it's just up to us to continue their legacy when they're not here anymore because that's what people have to do for us one day, right?
Definitely, definitely. I appreciate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was great.
Definitely. So let's talk about some of your accolades, from TV show placements to awards to going number
Yeah,
one on radio. Like, okay, so you out here doing big things popping, right?
yeah.
Um, Out of all the things that have been happening for you, great things, which of them hit the hardest for you and said that made you say, you know what, man, I'm really doing this. I got this.
Um. I have to say, I have to give shout out to a good friend of mine, Lamont Stokes. He definitely, and in which I'm getting ready to do a show with him Saturday, which I got to be promoting soon, where it's like back to the 90s. They're bringing like Cut Close and A Few Good Men and some other artists on that showcase, which I'm excited to be a part of. But he has like a really big countdown here in the city. And to go number one on that was awesome. And to see how people resonated to Love on Drugs was crazy. and that was when I was like, oh wow, and that was like one of my first submissions or entries on a station here in the city.
Congratulations. You absolutely deserve it. I don't know who the other people were in the running, and shout out to them. Shout
Appreciate
out
it.
to them.
So I have a
But
little plaque and everything that they gave me. Like it's cool. It's really cool.
listen, it's those type of, like you said, it's those type of moments that really solidify that you're doing the right thing. You are truly living and walking the purpose that God called you for.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
100%. And you're making people feel good through your music too, because you have such beautiful energy. That goes a long way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. If I'm not having fun doing it, I don't think that people would feel that energy. I don't think that
Right.
they would relate to me as an artist. But like I said, I think that um, I like to jump around with a few genres, but whenever I do dive into something, I really go. I put my full heart into it and make sure that I'm executing it the way that it needs to be.
Absolutely. And I think that's what separates you from a lot of artists, because there are artists out here who go and do these performances only because they feel like they have to, not because they want to.
Mm.
And you can tell the difference because when they're on stage, their stage presence sucks. And sorry, not sorry, but it sucks. And I've had artists tell me that they hate performing, but they only do it because they have to. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that would be one of my favorite things to do if I was a music artist.
That's what I feel like. It's crazy because I love doing music. I love recording. I love performing. Performing
Yeah,
is like that's when I can just be Sko fully. You know, once I step off stage and it's back to me being normal. But I still gotta be Sko wherever I go. And like once I get off stage and I'm in a mix with other artists or fans or whichever, I still gotta be Sko. But once I go back home, I'm back to who I am. You know.
absolutely. Have you had the opportunity to perform outside of your city quite a bit?
I did a few shows in Chicago. I want to get out to Utah. I was considered for a festival that might be happening in August. They have pretty big artists on there. I've heard that they had like Sean Kingston there. I hear that they're trying to get Post Malone there. So I'm looking for the festival in Utah that's coming up. And with the team I'm working with right now, we're working on some more shows out in the city. And
Absolutely.
I really want to get to the UK. Like, if I could get overseas, that would be great. I've been told by a lot of people that I feel like I would resonate very well over there.
I feel like you would be very well received because you've got the look, you've got the image, you've got the fashion, you've got the sound. I feel like you could go overseas and be very, very well received. I agree. Go ahead and get the passport if you ain't got it. Get that popping.
I already have it. I already have
Okay.
it.
Hey, he said I don't have to get ready. I am ready.
Already ready.
So let's talk a little bit more about this 90s theme show that you're opening for. You said Cut Close and A Few Good Men. For people who are going to have the opportunity to see this show, whether they come in person or I don't know if they're going to be maybe live streaming it, what can people expect from your set when you're on stage?
Well, first off, it's going to be very electrifying. I'm going to have my band playing with me live.
Wow.
It's going to be really, really cool. It's something about having the band versus performing for tracks. I'm big on with the band because I feel like you can kind of manipulate what you want to happen on the stage. But whenever we perform, like we're just all in, and it's something about once they get to playing that music, the drums hit, that bass hit, it just takes me. So I feel like they can expect to see um, a kick-ass show. Is what I
I
can
know that's right. I know that. How long is your show set?
I'm on for 20 minutes, so
Wow, that's a good time. That's a good
yeah,
amount of time.
really
Make
good
sure
time.
you get your
My
cardio.
right, might perform some old. Might perform some. Definitely gonna perform some new. Might even do some songs that some people who've been rocking with me from way before. Um, might perform some of those songs too because I know I got a few fans coming out who's known me from the start. So.
That's dope. When you get to do shows like this one in particular, do you get to bring your own DJ or do they have a DJ that they're providing for you?
So I think that they have a DJ that's provided. Now I
Yeah.
could bring my own if I want to. I know that they know that I'm bringing my whole band. So um,
Okay.
once we get the band going and we're locked in, I'm ready to go.
I know
Yeah.
that's right. Is this your longest show set that you've done so far?
No, I've actually done one for 30 minutes before.
Okay. Okay, that's a long time.
That's a long time. I also have one booked coming up that's about 45 minutes set. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm
Wow.
excited. But with things like that, I try to throw in a little bit of covers, like,
Understood.
you know.
What is one of your favorite songs to cover?
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones. What is that song called? Oh, shout out to Coco Jones.
I
Um,
love her.
I love her too. I love doing her song Double Back.
Hmm.
The reason being is because I perform a song called Overtime, and it kind of has the same cadence in it. So when my band plays it, man, they kill it. They go into, well, actually, let's shout out to SWV too. So they go into Rain on Me, and then we go into Double Back, which is Coco Jones' record, and
Man.
that transition is so crazy. Yeah,
Man, maybe we need to get you on stage with her at some point in time. Let's manifest it.
let's manifest it. Coco Jones and Sko Nixon.
Listen,
Let's
I
do it.
love her. I love her most definitely. That is super, super dope. So this is coming up on Saturday, tomorrow, right?
Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, technically. Yeah, Saturday.
Okay, awesome. So, and what is the name of the venue if people can get in last minute to check it out?
Yeah, it's called Luxury Palace. I will definitely have all of the tickets in my bio. Flyer is dropping as well, so they can just go on there and get the tickets and come out to the show. There's a lot of other great artists too in the city that's going to be on that show as well, from Forecast to Damon Carl. Can't think of the other ones, but Forecast, Damon Carl, the ones I could think of. They're awesome artists as well in the city. So it's dope to kind of come together and then opening up for some great acts from the '90s, and it's '90s themed. So
I
I got
love it.
a '90s outfit. I gotta do something.
Listen, I feel like that 90s was one of the best eras for R&B music and
Yeah,
hip hop as well. Gosh, it's just like and there's also great music that came out before that and after that, but there's just something about that 90s era of R&B that just like hits
we
your
won't get
soul
that back.
differently.
Yeah, I don't feel like we'll get that back. I don't know.
I
Who
don't, I
knows?
agree. I don't think so either because people now the shout out to these youngins, but they want that turn up, shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Yeah, or there's samples and they're just not hitting like they need to hit.
Mm.
So
Have you ever done a sample in any of your records?
what's so crazy is I have a few coming on the album, a few samples. One I could give away is definitely Blackstreet. Um,
Wow.
um, don't leave me, girl. That one,
Yes.
sample to that one. And then I also have Get You Home too, Blackstreet. So that
Man.
one, I'm kind of seeing what I'm gonna do with that record, but I know the Don't Leave is definitely gonna be on there.
Gosh, I remember years back, probably like I would say in the mid to late 90s, me and some of my homegirls, we always were in the club back then, right? Because I was fresh out of high school. And I remember at the end of the night back then, they'd always play the slow music so we could slow drag, and oftentimes they would play that Blackstreet. I'm like, man, it just brings back them good memories.
Yeah, it definitely do.
Absolutely. So we just spoke about doing these long sets on stage, and I said, get your cardio up. So speaking of fitness, let's dive in and talk about this new fitness venture, HitFit.
Oh
It's an
yeah.
app, right?
Well, it's not an app. I've actually in it, and I've been doing it for years. Actually, I established HitFit in 2013.
So like visual wise.
Yeah, that's kind of what when it established. I was actually, and I hate to give out my age. I was actually 21 when I started
Yeah,
it. Yeah, when I started it, and so since then, it's definitely grown over the years. I'm so thankful for the community, the HitFit community, and everyone who's supportive of that and has been believing in my dreams and the vision with bringing fitness to dance and dance to fitness, shall I say. But HitFit is high impact performance fitness, and that's just where we just live in a moment and make sure we're burning calories and feeling good while doing it. And I do these classes every Wednesday at 7:30. And you guys can follow my HitFit page at HitFit Club um, on Instagram. And I just did a workshop just this past Saturday, which was so awesome. So many people came out. Shout out to Aisha, shout out to Jonette, who were a few instructors who kind of worked with me on this workshop. It was our first annual, so I was super excited about that. So many great people came out. I mean, I sold merch, I sold the fit
Man,
shoes that I make. So it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. And I plan on doing it quarterly now. So many people.
amazing. Congratulations, because the longevity says a lot. Because I remember our last interview, our last conversation, we were talking about it. I feel like that if you did develop an app for it, man, that thing would take off.
I need to. I'm gonna definitely tap into it. I've been learning a lot of balance. So, and I would say I'm doing a really good job at it right now. Like I've been trying to balance music and then also my fitness business as well. So it takes a lot out of me. So
Absolutely. So, how important is it to, incorporate wellness into your lifestyle as a music artist?
oh, good. It's very important because you want to stay healthy. You
Yeah.
know to perform, and especially if I'm adding movement and dancing in my shows, I want to make sure my cardio is up. I want to make sure my stamina is up. I want to make sure I'm good. I'm not losing breath when I'm singing. I can control all of that. So yeah.
Especially as a singer, you don't want to be up there huffing and puffing, right?
No, and getting tired early, 'cause I tell you,
Absolutely.
I give so much energy. I feel like I sweat a lot too.
I am a sweater. I actually years back was diagnosed with what's called hyperhidrosis because I have excessive sweating where I sweat a lot from the back of my head, like on my neck. And I'm like, what is going on? So I seen a dermatologist, and it actually runs in my family. My son has it, my mom had it, my uncle has it. Just it's overactive sweat glands. I'm like, who knew?
Who knows? I might have to get checked out for that.
Absolutely, because sometimes it can be a little embarrassing. Because I'll be like, everybody else will be cool, and I'm over here like, why? And it's not just that midlife stuff. It'd be
Right.
like,
I'm telling you, like, am I getting hot flashes or something? Like,
right.
I do sweat a lot.
So, real quickly again on HitFit, you said you held your classes every week.
Mhm.
For people who aren't local to you, is there a way for them to tune in? Do you live stream it as well?
Well, I gotta get back at it, but I definitely do some live streaming. So if they just follow my page again at HitFit Club on Instagram, they can get all the information on it. So
Amazing. I
yeah,
love it.
we have tutorials too. So if they want to learn dances, I have tutorials as well.
Okay, maybe I need to take some of them tutorials so I get my TikTok
Yeah,
popping.
I'll send them to you. So you can, and we're on TikTok as well. So HitFit Club.
I love it. So you did mention that there is an album in the works.
There's an album in the
Let's be
works.
specific, not an EP. He's putting a full album out. So with that being said, I got a lot of questions. First and foremost, and you don't have to disclose it if you don't want to, is there a title for it yet?
There is a title. There is a title. And you know what? I actually don't mind telling what the title is.
Okay.
The title is 1326. That's what it's called.
1326. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. So 13 is a number for someone very special to me. And then 26 is my birthday. So once you take 13 and 13, you get 26. It's a whole story that I'm telling in this album, from ups, downs, highs, lows, a whole experience. So you're going to get the whole 1326 experience. Plus, the album, I think, is planning to drop on my birthday, which is September 26th. So,
You're a Libra.
oh, I'm a Libra,
That's why
definitely.
I love you. My dad is a Libra, and that's my best friend.
Yeah,
Libra, I love y'all Libras. Facts, man. Libras are some of the best souls on earth. My dad is like the greatest. So that's why you
yeah,
and I get along so great.
exactly. We're
Ab-
very loyal too. We're very loyal.
Very, 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 very loyal. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So 1326, how many songs can we anticipate?
Um, so that's the battle. But I would say probably close to
Perhaps?
I would say close to 12 to 13.
Okay, I think you should go with 13, so it kind of flows a little, you know what I'm saying?
Interludes too. There's a lot of interludes because There were songs where I was like, should this be a full song or should it be an interlude? But I know what's going to happen. People are going to be like, you should have made this a full song. I know that's what's going to happen.
Got you. Well, and you can always do a deluxe, maybe come back. Is this album intentional? And what I mean by that are all the tracks on there created intended for 1326?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's very intentional because it's a story. It's
Mm.
definitely a story. When you hear it, it's definitely going to take you on a journey. So you will hear the ups, downs, the happy days, the breakups, the all of that on this album. So I'm just giving you every side and all of the experiences that I've been through, and also experiences that I've heard and written about as well.
So will people, they will really need to listen 1 through 12 or 13 to get the actual journey of it. Don't skip
Yeah,
around. Start
I
it to
would
be.
listen, I would listen 1 through 13 full.
Got it. Who are some of the producers that you worked with or are working with on this album?
As of right now, the only one that I'm really working with is Tyler Tony. He's my engineer and has been my producer on it so far. So we've kind of built like this team, this dynamic together because he already knows the sound. Once I'm going in there, if I bring him a record, he already knows what I'm looking for. If I write something, like um, he's able to just build around it. So I love that. I love that dynamic. It's good to have someone who kind of understands who you are as an artist.
You have to have that chemistry. It's one of, I think choosing your audio engineer and your producer, probably maybe even more so your audio engineer, is one of the most important decisions you make in your career because they're the one that's going to get your sound to perfection, right? How long have you been working with this particular engineer?
Oh my gosh, that was. Ooh, was it with Love on Drugs, the first one, or was it before? I've done some background singing for my mom because she does like gospel sing. Shout out to her, Shonda Vance. She does some gospel records. I've written for her and also done some background singing. So that was kind of the start. And then after I was like, hold on, I'm onto something. Like I feel
Yeah.
like, he gets where I'm going with this record. So then I took Love on Drugs to him, and then we built that. Then I recorded it, and I was like, that's it. Yeah. So I would say probably, I'm gonna say maybe 4 years now. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Once you find somebody that gets your sound the way you want it, no reason to go to anybody else.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like instantly like once I hit the studio and I have the record, he already knows. Yeah. Or I say like, hey, I'm looking for this type of sound. I'm looking for this and that. He already knows. Not only that, when it gets to the masters of records, I swear to you, it's almost like 12 to 13 masters before I'm actually happy with it.
I mean, once you put it out to the world, it's out there. So you want to have it to perfection. So you go through multiple versions of the masters. How many times do you listen to a song before you say, that's it?
Oh my goodness, so many because I have, what did he call it? He says demoitis. I have demoitis because I like when I go and record the song, obviously it isn't going to be the mix and master right then and there, but I stick with the demo for so long before I decide to like master it. And I keep telling him it needs to sound like the demo. It needs to sound like the demo. Although things are going to be different and altered a little bit because when you're mixing and mastering, you can pull out sounds and pull out other ad libs and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it takes a few. It takes a few mixing that.
Absolutely. Do you listen to it in multiple settings as well? Like maybe in the car, maybe through some
Yeah,
headphones?
that was your question. Yes. I listen to it in the car. I listen to it in my AirPods. I listen to it um, on my Bluetooth sound bar that I have at home, or I listen
Yeah.
to it on my speakers that I have at my dance studio. So it's a lot. I listen to it multiple times before I'm like, oh, this is it. Because I'm a perfectionist. So that's another thing. So I'm always like, where's this? Where's that? That needs to be turned up. That needs to be turned down. They need to hear this more. They need to hear that. So I'm all hands on deck when it comes to it.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to listen into it in different environments because it may sound good in one and then you listen to it the other and you're like, oh, maybe the levels aren't quite right. So that's important that you're doing that.
Very, very important because I would be driving in the car one day and I'm like, oh, this don't sound so bad, and I was actually complaining about this. So.
When can we anticipate the release of the album?
September 26th, this year.
You did say that. It's September 26th. So on your birthday, correct.
Okay,
My
September
bad.
26th.
I got excited about the whole Libra gang thing.
I know, right? Yeah. But then there's also like I'm supposed to be having a show, maybe a release party or a show or something like that.
Okay, ahead of time. So
Yeah.
somebody they can anticipate that definitely. Before we talk about the single, let's talk about this hair.
Ooh,
I'm loving the hair. What
thank
the
you.
change? It's like a probably one of those things. It's we got to make change from time to time. It just makes us feel good. The color suits you. Talk to us about the hair change.
So I always love to go blonde anyway, just from, well, let me just start here. Just from when I used to model, I don't model anymore, but when I used to model, I always had to go through hair changes or whatever for photo shoots or whatever. So for me, I don't mind changing my hair. But I felt like for the sound that I was going for with this new era and the music and it being more like of an 80s undertone like vibe. I didn't think that the locks actually fit the era, and I don't mind changing things. But once I got to talking with my stylist and we were going over things and looks and stuff like that, we said let's do it. Let's just go all in. Let's shout out to Candace. Shout out to Half Past Seven. Um, Once we got the looks down, we were like, let's go all in. Let's go blonde. Let's change up this look. Let's give people a different view of you with a different hairstyle, with a different vibe for this next single.
I love it. It looks amazing on you.
I appreciate
Great
it.
choice. Shout out to you and Candace.
Yeah, shout out to Candice for being my stylist and helping me go ahead and change the look. And then shout out to Ashley, who actually dyed my hair and changed it for me, the beautician, who I love so much. She's amazing. So,
Absolutely. Listen, it takes a village, right?
yes, it does. It definitely does. We went through several colors. Like, my roots were darker, and I was like, I got to get the roots lighter as well. So,
Absolutely, because when you go from having dark hair to light, you'll go through them like orange stages as well, where it's kind of like an orangey color. Because to pull that pigment out can be difficult.
almost like the little like chicks, like sticky, the duck, like that color. Like I
Yeah,
think, but
that
like
is
little duck
hilarious.
colors, you got to get that yellow out.
Right, but it looks great now. Phenomenal job. Absolutely. So let's talk about this single, this new single. It's called Numb. I want to know first and foremost, what was going on in your life when you put this record together?
Uh, like I said, I think though, I hate saying this word. I keep saying it. I think clingy is so cliche. But it's just like longing for someone, and it's like not wanting to be without them. When I say words like feeling lifeless, I can't breathe, I suffocate every time you leave me. It's almost like what can I do? Like I can't do anything without you. When I wrote it, I was in um, a relationship where yeah, I can't be without the person that I love. I can't be without the person that I'm with right now. And it was just one of those things where it's like I just want to be with you all the time. And also like if I'm being dramatic and adding the theatrics to it, we get a little more obsessive. So, we can always add those things to it to where it tweaks it to be a little more crazy, shall I say. I mean, you're gonna get that with me anyway. So
But I feel like that's such a relatable topic because I know I've been there. I was the clingy person, yet on the opposite side, I've been in a relationship where they were the clingy person. And it's like, I don't know what it is that comes out in us from certain people, but there are certain people we just feel like we can't get enough of them. Like we want to just live and breathe that person, right? We want to crawl into their skin, right?
I love how you said that. Yeah, that's kind of where I was with it. It was like, and then I kept on saying when I wrote it, I kept on saying, I'm like, how am I? This song is so clingy. Like I can say, this song is so like obsessive. But hey, it worked, and that's
Look,
why it took you here till I can't get enough. Hold me till I'm numb. You know.
how do the gloves play in?
You're gonna see a lot more of it in the music video, but it definitely symbolizes so much from change. You're going to see changing from myself.
Mm.
Um, you're going to see me kind of taking away my old self and introducing my new self. You're going to see me um, attacking a lover, shall I say. You're going to see me just doing a lot of different things in this video, and red is such a prominent color for this single, and we wanted to have a really solid symbol as well. So the gloves is kind of what we were pushing for this. And shout out to my stylist. Once I brought her the idea, she was like, "Yes, I love it." So everything you do and present and perform at, you need to have your symbol, of gloves.
Absolutely. I feel like red makes such a bold statement.
Mhm.
And
And
it's
we want
sexy.
to be bold with this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bold statement and it's just a sexy color, like
Heck
you
yeah.
you see what color I got popping around here. We got all the red popping, red, red,
Yes.
red.
Hands out. Yes. You have
Yes,
already won.
absolutely. It never goes out of style.
It draws
Let me
you in. It definitely draws you in.
Absolutely. Before we check out the single, I did want to ask you though, when you look back at all the wins, and I feel like that's the only time we should look back is to see how far we've come, right? When you, in hindsight, look back at all the wins that you've experienced, how do they motivate what's coming next for you?
I think the wins motivate what's coming next for me because I think it shows where I could be in the future.
Mm,
I think
mm.
those wins kind of set me up for greater heights, even bigger accomplishments that I can reach, other pinnacles that I could accomplish as well. And I'm just thankful for those. And you got to know where you came from to get to where you're trying to go. And I think that it just tells me, like, hey, each time, let's push it even further. I feel like with this single, I learned so much from Love on Drugs that, oh, I know where I want to take Numb. And actually, this song was a battle between two. So I was actually going to go more R&B, and then it was something about just fresh, free, new, spring that I was just like, Numb is the right timing for it. Um,
Yes.
so I just kind of rode the bull and ran with it. And so those wins, like I said, set me up for what's to come in the future.
Absolutely. For every new song and project do you put out, do you typically approach it the same or do you approach it a little differently based upon what you're doing with that particular song or project?
Yeah, I think I approach it differently. I want to give a big shout out to Vanessa. She's with Rare. She is the visual here. She's also the creative here. I've been working with. If you When you start to see this rollout, she did a lot of the visuals for me, a lot of the aesthetic things for me. I've got with her, and she kind of understood where I was as an artist and what I needed as an artist and how I can present myself to be a lot more, to display myself a lot more. If you see the post that I put up today, you would see that kind of, that was all her. That set people up to know.
Very eye-catching.
Thank you. That set people up to know who is Sco Nixon. And like I said, we've been talking in my team about discovery stage. That's where we are. And so with the next single, I think we're going to be at a point where it's just like, hey, this is me, you know?
I love it. I love it. Listen, for anybody who is not yet all the way familiar with Sko Nixon, in 3 words, who is Sko Nixon?
Like I said this when I was on there, I am a creative. I am a friend. I am also a relative human being, a relative and loving human being.
I love it. You couldn't have chose any better. Absolutely. I know we talked about a lot of things that you're working on. Is there any other big goals that you're currently manifesting that you don't mind sharing?
Sure. Manifestation. Hey, we're always shooting for, even though it isn't a big, well, it is a big thing, but we're always shooting for charts. We're always shooting for more awards. I want to tap more into my acting side as well. Um, yeah, so that's a lot. Maybe even hitting some bigger stages. Maybe one day, hey, Sko will be at Coachella or whichever you name it. I'm just going to manifest all of it. So.
Absolutely. The next time we have this conversation, I want to see a plaque behind you hanging on that wall.
I'm gonna get it. I'm trying to get a room where I can get like put like everything up from all of the singles and all of
Yeah.
the streams and stuff like that. And I do want to say I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for all of the fans who've been like following me and supporting me from day one. Because it's hard being an independent artist and there's a lot you got to put into it. And I appreciate everyone who sees the hard work and the effort that I input.
Absolutely. Anything else coming down the pipeline that is being worked on that we did not talk about that people need to know about?
Well, I have a few little, I want to say, drops of songs probably being featured in a couple shows that are coming up around um,
Okay.
Hulu. So
Mm.
I'll drop those gems off once they come. I'm currently working on the next single already because once you see, well, the single's already done, but once you see the video, you'll see where it's getting ready to turn. So that's cool. And like I said, there's more shows. There's a lot of shows coming over the summer, a few festivals that I'm into over the summer as well, and then leading up to the album, which I'm super
Amazing.
excited about.
Yes, September 26th, the album is coming. 1326. Don't
Yeah.
wait. Don't miss it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be coming soon. So make sure you guys stay in
Do I
tune
need
in.
to get tatted? Should I get 1326? I've thought about that because I know some people get like their album or special songs
I
tatted.
think I think you should. And it's kind of cool that you pointed like kind of to your hand because I see people who put it like on the inside of their
Yeah,
finger. Just
yeah,
something small, but it's there. Like something
yeah,
like that would be super cool.
yeah. Because it's like my first full album, so I think that'd be special.
Exactly. And it's going to be an attention grabber. People are always going to ask, what does 1326 mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me go
Exactly.
about
Go
it.
download it. Don't
Right. I'm
be
glad you asked. No, I think that would be a great idea. Absolutely. That along with the purple butterfly.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe, yeah, all right, put them both on there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely, definitely. So we do have the record here loaded up and ready to go. It's called Numb. Before we get into it, anybody that wants to keep up with what you have going on, where can they follow you on all your socials?
Yeah, so you can follow me on all of my socials at Sko Nixon. So Instagram at Sko Nixon, SCONIXON. Facebook at Sko Nixon, SCONNIXON. And then TikTok as well, Sko Nixon, SCONIXON. So you can follow me on all that. And then I'm on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, all of the music platforms. You can go and listen and stream away.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys tap in. He's an amazing, amazing artist. You know, like you said, getting back into your acting bag. You know, you're just out here getting to it. Who do you want to give thanks to for supporting you and loving you through your journey?
Definitely. Well, first off, thanks and praise to God, my Lord and Savior. Like, I just want to really thank Him for giving me the gift, like I mentioned, to even be able to sing and to relate to others and share my experience with others. But then also the Nixon Nation fans, which I call them friends and family, who have just been there and rocking with me from day one. I mean, from every show, like going, singing the lyrics, buying the merch, and just being so loving and so supportive. Like I'm so thankful. And then also my family, my mom and dad. I want to give thanks to them for just raising me right and steering me in the right direction. And then also special thanks to a very very special someone in my life who has just been very influential and pushing me and making sure I'm staying on top of all of my things. So yeah. And
I
thank you for for giving me this platform, and for giving artists such as myself a platform to just be able to share their music with the world.
Absolutely. And likewise, I give thanks to artists like yourself because without you, there is no me. So thank you for just being so dope and very, very supportive of everything that I've been doing as well. Thank you.
Hey, I gotta get out there though. I gotta get out there and do something.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Just
I'm doing another interview for Atlanta radio. I have to figure out which one it is, but
let me
soon.
know because coming up in a good time to come, I know it's not too far out, but in July is the Fleet DJ Music Conference. It's like 4 to 5 days. It's mid-July. I think it starts around that Thursday through Monday. I'll be out there doing interviews on location, but they of course they bring out all the DJs, they bring out all the heavy hitters. So it's a great networking opportunity. There's performance opportunities. So that may be something, and during that time maybe you could line up a couple interviews in the city.
Okay, sure, yeah. Get with me. Yeah, let's.
I'll send you all the information, most definitely, 100%. Well, let's get into this record that we've been talking about. It's called Numb. Are you ready?
Let's do it. It's Numb.
Yeah, I love it. I'm about to get me some red gloves now. Absolutely. Well, give us that really dope introduction and we'll check it out.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sco Nixon, and this is my latest single, Numb.
Y'all stay tuned. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, I'm smiling. What a great record. Like,
Thank you.
I love the fact that it's has such a fun upbeat vibe, but it's got such a deep meaning behind it too at the same time. I'm like, you really pulled that off. Solid, solid 11 out of 10. Like, what a great
Appreciate
fun
that.
record. Man, like, hold me till I'm numb. Like,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. That's for real. Like, just take my heart and define what it means to be loved. Just keep me close. Don't you ever go away. those words are just like,
Your wordplay is just phenomenal. I feel like you say the words that a lot of people don't know how to say. They feel it and they think it, but they don't know how to express it. So this is one of them songs that's going to express a lot of people. Great record. Another record worthy of a plaque on the wall.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Sko Nixon, always a pleasure. Thank you so, so much for being a part of the industry's most wanted family. Any last words before we get out of here?
Hey, I'm blessed. I'm so thankful, and continue to stream Numb, and you continue to stay blessed. And I'm very thankful to be on this platform. Thank you so much.
Of course, absolutely. Everybody that checked us out, y'all have a beautiful, blessed day, and we'll see you soon.
All right, Nixon out.